everybody, hello and welcome as always. I'm Sean, this is In The Mix, episode 69 of our Isle of Man series, and not only is it the most hilarious number, it's also a massive milestone personally for me, because we're actually equal now with Hashtag United, the longest running series we've ever had on the channel, and tomorrow's episode will actually be where we take that record, and this will become the longest running series I've done for this channel. There's obviously a whole bunch of different stuff that's gone into that, a whole bunch of different reasonings behind the length of different series and whatever else, but a massive one for me. I've absolutely loved it. If you've even watched one singular second of the Isle of Man series, thank you for joining and thank you for being a part of the journey. I'm sure I'll thank you again tomorrow because I forget my intros day to day, but thanks very much. Let's jump into the game and see how we're doing. Now, I'm not going to say the wheels are coming off, but there's definitely like a couple of nuts, bolts and screws loose as far as the car is concerned. We're still top of the division, we're 4 points clear, but in reality it's more a story at the moment about how far we could have been ahead had we made the most of our opportunities. If we have a look since that last episode where we played Walsall and MK Dons getting that 1-0 win, we've actually lost 2 and drawn 1 of the 3 games since. We lost 2-1 to Crewe Alexandra in a very frustrating game, went ahead early, they pulled one back, we went attacking in the second half. I probably shouldn't have done it because they caught us on the counter attack and then held on for a 2-1 win. John Mashin had a good game, filling in on the left-hand side of midfield. He got the Player of the Match award, but in reality, just no one else was there to support him. He was trying to do the whole thing on his own. Blackpool, we drew 0-0 with. This one could have gone either way. This is the fixture that got rescheduled about 15 different times, it felt like, throughout the course of the season, and I think it came at a poor time for us. We had pretty much a 2-day break after the Crewe game. We had a few more days after that to Port Vale where we actually lost 3-0 in a very disappointing performance. I think we just needed a breather and we finally had a full week between games for this match against QPR. And we've also got Forest Greenhill down in 14th. I'm hopeful, I'm really praying that we can get back on track, we can get 6 points in this episode and we can set ourselves up to be in a really good position heading into the last month of the season. But anything can happen when you reload the game. We know that. Last week, I was trying desperately to stay up super late to keep a good winning streak going. We're in a bad run at the moment. Hopefully, reloading the game a little bit, coming back, fresh mind, different day, different mindset, different levels of energy. We're going to get 6 points and we're going to carry on towards the League One title. Now, this is the lineup that we're going to go with. We are getting very good consistency out of the lineup at the moment. It's pretty much a full-strength lineup as far as I'm concerned. We've still got Preston Kelly on the bench, which I can't quite make my mind up on. We did win quite a bit with him in the side, but Morris is continuing at left-back for the moment, and Wright will play at right-back. I've missed Donkin in goal. I always forget the little goalkeeper down there. Taylor and Smith as a central defensive partnership. Wademan and Wolf in midfield. Wolf has been the player of the season for me, far and away. Rafinha and Dean have both been fantastic on the wings as well, really playing above and beyond their station in terms of star ratings, potential ability, all that sort of stuff. Both of them have contracts for next season. Knowles will play at the number 10 as the false 9 up there, and Davies will lead the line up top as the poacher. They are playing a 4-3-3. We've come up against QPR a couple of different times. They've given us a few different issues. I feel like I bring him up every time we play, but Harry Burgoyne from Wolves at the start of the series, if you can pick him up for your side, please do so. He's a fantastic goalkeeper. Still 31, even though we're kind of 9 years into the save now. Still a very, very talented player. They've got Latibadere, who scored against us last season, if I remember correctly. Ex-Man City junior, quality centre-back here, can fulfill a variety of different roles across the back four. A very good player. They've got Byrne, who's also through the Man City Academy, playing out on the right-hand side. Starts the game, I think, at Shamrock Rovers, that is. It may be, judging by the logo there, and he's a left-footed player bursting in on that side. Up top, Brown, their leading scorer for the season, looks quality as well. They've picked him up via Norwich's academy. Also played at Hamilton in Scotland before he came to QPR. He looks to be very decent as well. Good dribbling, good natural fitness, good composure as well. They're going to give us some trouble if they get on the counter-attack. And I think the way they're set up with this kind of like deeper midfield, they're definitely trying to get the ball forward as quickly as possible. So I'm hopeful that if we go attacking, go on the front foot, we're going to prevent that ball over the top from coming in the first place, play that more aggressive press, and hopefully turn this little blip, this little run of poor form around and get a good result today. Calmly, I'm just going to say if we play our game, we'll win. You're all very capable of that. And I'm also going to calmly tell the front two that I have faith in them. I don't know what's happened with Grant Davies. He started the season fantastically well. He moved to being a 3-star player. Second half of the season, he's basically like a 1.5-star, 1-star player at the moment. He just cannot find the back of the net to save himself. And I think that is part of our struggles as well, just not taking our opportunities at key points in games. Charlton have already taken a 1-goal lead in their match against MK Dons, who recently beat us. And it does, who we recently beat. It does mean that they are now just 2 points behind us, so 3 points today, super critical. We've got a highlight here, working it nicely in the right-hand side corner. Ball's with Wright now, deep ball in. It's going to get headed back out to him again. He's going to get another bite at the cherry. And Knowles with a fantastic near-post header. 13th goal of the season for Daniel Knowles. I call him Dominic Knowles, Joel Knowles, a whole bunch of different names. It's Daniel Knowles. I should remember that. I've had him for 2 seasons. It should be a lot easier than it has been. Good defensive header away there from Brown, but only as far as right, and the winger just gives up on tracking him, and it's a good ball in that second one. Knowles with a lovely near post header. Keeper didn't really have any chance. He would have killed himself if he had a dove towards the upright like that. But we go a goal ahead inside 20 minutes. Now it's about how we defend for the rest of this half. 10 minutes to go. We're going to demand more. You can definitely tell. Oh, here we go. They've got a throw in. And it's with Lewis Langford cut back. Taylor with a good clearance. Davies has done quite well this time to come across and pick up possession. Rafinha sends Knowles over the top. Can he find the finish? Daniel Knowles, it's a good save from the keeper, and he lets it run. What I was about to say is you can definitely tell the days when I've been working all day and then record it after, because I just lose the ability to speak English. The only language I truly know at that time is the language of love. And it's a good strike there from Rafinha. I've let that play out while I'm talking absolute nonsense. And Burgoyne does well and holds in the QPR goal. Additional minute to be added on here. We've got a throw in very deep on the left-hand side. It's a poor throw in, actually. We've given away possession, and Brown has turned up front. He's getting into that 10-yard box. Hasn't got much of an angle, and Duncan, with a very good save, pushes that one around far post to keep us in it. Pretty poor play there, giving away possession in an early area. Dean with a good header away here. Coley to follow up. Back out to Byrne, who took the corner. Deep cross towards Richards, and he gets a strike away, but it was always rising and always above the crossbar. All right, so we get through to half-time. 9 shots, 5 on target, 46% possession. They've had 3, 1, and 54%. I'm going to keep things going the way they are. Calmly, I'm going to say, pleased with how things are going, keep it up. I'm not going to tell everyone that we're being complacent because it hasn't worked for me so far this season. I just really don't want anyone to fuck anything up. And there's no way to actually write that in the halftime team talk. Maybe Sports Interactive, if you're listening in, put that in as an option. We're an hour through now. We're just going to go based on match rating. Sam Morris has struggled a little bit, so we might bring on Preston Kelly at fullback. Grant Davies struggling as well. We'll play Mark Birch up top as an advanced forward. We are down to 3 strikers in the squad with a couple of players leaving. Ricky Dean not having the best game. I'm just going to hold off on that last one though. I think we might give it until, the last 10 minutes or so and look to make an additional sub. We'll tell them we've got faith in them, and we're also going to use our get creative shout. We're still on attacking. We're still playing the high press. We're still searching for a second goal. And at the moment, they've only had 1 shot on target, so they're struggling to create their own opportunities against us as well. All right, throw in here for QPR. Deep on the left-hand side, Halliday looks to send Stump in. Right, with a poor clearance, only as far as Brown. Deep ball towards Brown. It's pinballing around. Chris Richards, who's I have no idea about, has scored his 3rd goal of the season. And it's very much against the run of play. Only the 2nd shot on target for the match itself. And it's just poor here from Riley. He's got no one on him. He could have brought it down if he wanted. Instead, he sends it across to Brown in the QPR corner. Deep cross is headed away quite well, and Richards' first time finish. Got a fair bit of venom on it, but really, that is 2 points lost rather than a point gain. We've got 10 minutes remaining. I'm just going to quickly hit pause. What are we going to do for our last sub here? Rafinha doing okay. We'll bring on John Mashin because he's consistently played quite well when we've asked him to. We're going to tell him, I'm looking for you to make the difference. We'll go with that. We're going to hit play. We're going to use Get Creative for the last 10 minutes. Come on, boys. Let's push on and find a winner here. We cannot let the wheels come off this late in the season. 5 minutes of additional time to be added on, so definitely enough time. Are there going to be any late highlights for either side in this one? We're through that time now. I think the referee's about to call full time. He does. It's a 1-1 draw. We just can't buy a win at the moment. 13 shots, 7 on target, 47% possession. They had 6-2 and 53. 2 shots on target and 1 goal is a pretty good conversion rate. I'm going to say you weren't good enough today. We should have been winning a match like that, particularly playing at home, particularly playing against QPR, who, while they are a big club, are very much down towards the bottom of the division. And again, just that little bit of pressure increases. When I eventually release that valve, get 3 points, or maybe 6 points in this week, the way this week's going, but get 3 points in an episode, I think it's going to be massive for us. It makes this Forest Green game huge. We are still 2 points clear above Charlton, but potentially if we don't get 3 points in the next game, they may actually go above us. If we get 1 point, it'll become interesting. It becomes a goal difference conversation. But at the moment, it looks like it's going to be between ourselves and Charlton, chasing at a breakneck speed to try and hold on to this league title. Both sides actually have dropped points in the second half of the season, where no one seemingly wants to win the league at this stage. Knowles ends his goal drought. I didn't even realise he was on one. He played 11 hours of competitive football before he struck. That's probably not great. And FC Isle of Man celebrate best ever Sky Bet League 1 finish. Fine season. We're now guaranteed to finish above where we did last year. Gattuso still there trying to unsettle Franz Wolf. It's not going to happen. He's not going anywhere. Magic betting now. We're going to jump forward to the game against Forest Green. We've got a full week of training. We don't have to do any rest days. The squad is fully available. We're going to jump forward to that match and have a look at the different lineups. Right, just like that, we're a week ahead. Everybody has gotten through the week pretty well. We've started getting more scout reports coming through for players for next season. There's a whole bunch of exciting things happening, but what we really need to get it right is on the pitch, and that just hasn't happened for us at the moment. We're going to go with an unchanged lineup. I thought about changing a few players around. I'm going to give it one more game under this attacking structure, and then if I don't get 3 points, I'm probably going to throw all the toys out of the pram and try and get something else sorted for tomorrow. They're playing a 4-3-3, very attacking one. 3 players up front have given us trouble before. We're going to focus on 2 of them. Watson looks to be a right winger that they're playing in a forward role at the moment. It means he's probably going to peel off the shoulder out to the right-hand side and try to wrap his foot around the ball. They've also had Fidel O'Rourke, their captain, which has given us problems in previous games. I remember him last season doing a great turn at the top of the box and finding a finish. Only made 5 appearances this year, so they tend to kind of hold on to him until we're playing against each other. But he's a very good player coming through the youth academy. Hackett, their leading player for the season this far, has come through the Sheffield United Academy first year with Forest Green at League One level. He scored 9 goals in that time, so he can't be too bad. 11 assists as well is quite impressive for a young player. In midfield, they've got Toby Amole, who they picked up from Arsenal very early on in the save. Solid midfielder. Technique hasn't quite worked out, I think, the way you'd want it to if you picked him up in your own saves, but he looks fairly solid. And Smith, their leading assist maker, Carlton Smith, 21-year-old midfielder, usually a striker, can play at the 10. They're playing him in midfield today, so I think it's a very, very top-heavy looking lineup that they've gone with. I'm going to aggressively say... Oh, no, let's just go passionately. Media have given a lot of credit lately. Let's just go back to Old Faithful. It seems to consistently get good responses. You're 19th in the Sky Bet League One form table after a poor recent run. We've had a terrible, terrible month. And I'm just going to say I haven't given it any consideration. But if we can turn it around and continue kind of keeping Charlton at bay, I think it's going to make it a lot easier for us going into the last month. If we don't get 3 points in this one, there's potential that we'll drop down into second spot. And I think with momentum and form at the moment, Charlton are definitely a fair way ahead of us. They've got a throw in here very deep at first highlight of the game. Rafinha's done well to win it back. Sends Davies up the line, who just hasn't been able to buy a goal since January. Back into Taylor. It was a dangerous ball, but thankfully Taylor recovers possession. Morris looks to send Rafinha in the corner, but loses out. And he's let the ball run there. Watson's going to keep it in. Someone get tight to him, please, boys. Watson inside to Smith. Back to Ransom. Ball across. Fidel O'Rourke's gotten in behind, and he's found the finish. He's offside. Thank Christ for that. But what a finish that was. I said at the start, he seems to be one of those players that consistently scores against us, and he's found the back of the net already, albeit ruled out. Dean with the corner here, flicked on by Mole. Wademan, who is a good striker of the ball, he's hit the base of the post and it's gotten away. Davies, can he keep it in? Sargent recovers possession and clears up the line. The highlight comes to an end. Or maybe we need Wademan to just knock that one into the top corner rather than into the upright. Deep throw in here. We are in possession though, which means they cannot score against us. Morris with a poor clearance. It's going to make its way to Dean though. Looks to send Knowles in behind, who did get that goal in the last game. Can he square it up? He looks for Davies, who gets the first time strike away. It's closed down by the defence. And we're at least creating opportunities right here with the throw-in. Dean into the Wolf, who looks to send Knowles into the channel. He's got to hold up a little bit here, wait for support. Tries to flick it out to Rafinha, but it's a poor clearance. Wolf, reverse pass to Dean. We've got the overlapping fullback if we find him. Instead, he switches across to Rafinha. Squares it to Davies, who gets the strike away. I tell you what, if it was the first 10 games of the season, Davies would have rifled that into the top corner. He's a man out of form at the moment. And I'm thinking maybe if we don't win this game, I'll have to drop him for the next one. Wolf plays it back to Wademan. 2 central midfielders combining in the 18-yard box. Can we reset now through Wolf? He just keeps possession so well. Ball in behind, but Southwood comes out and claims. Is that the end of the highlight? It is. We're going to use our demand more shout for 10 minutes remaining of the half. Even if we don't score, I just want us to find focus and get through to half-time without conceding so we can regroup a little bit at half-time, give everyone a kick up the arse and put the foot down in the second half. We're through to half-time now. 10 shots, 4 on target, 55% possession. They've had 2 shots, 1 on target, and 45% of the ball. That is definitely consistent with most of the most recent games we've had, but we just haven't been able to find the win and find the 3 points assertively. I'm happy with your performance so far. Keep it up. Everyone seems to have responded positively. Is that good enough, though? Throw in here on the right-hand side. Dean flicks it to Knowles. Now back to Dean at the top of the box. Gets a strike away himself. It wasn't far away. Keeper was scrambling and just over the crossbar. Throw in here. Morris to take. Finds Rafinha on the left-hand side. Skips past the challenge, but Hill eventually wins it back. Long ball forward, and they're 3v2 here, which is concerning. Watson now. Thankfully, his drive from the wide area, not quite good. So there is that danger of them leaving 3 men forward. They're on the counter-attack. They are going to cause some issues, particularly from throw-ins and things like that. Wademan's picked up a yellow card. We're getting towards the hour mark, so let's make these subs really quick. Let's just go by match rating. I trust Wademan to get through the game. Kingsley Smith has struggled, so we're going to replace him with Keith Coates. And Davies has struggled again, so we're going to bring on Mark Birch as the advance forward. Hopefully he can have a bit more luck and get in behind. We'll hold on to that last sub. We might hold off and see how Wademan goes. If he doesn't necessarily get involved in this game, or if we have a lead to defend, we might switch him out with Wilson just to get us through to 90 minutes with 11 men on the park. Greaves goes all the way back to Southwood in goal here. 2 men go to press. We didn't need to commit both. Galloway now should be able to bring it out. Sargent to Amole. Sends O'Rourke into the channel. Just stand him up, boys. Don't do anything silly. He cuts it back to Amole, and the strike, thankfully, all he had to do was really find a corner, and thankfully he blazed over, arriving late into the top of the box. Corner for Forest Green. Goes front post, headed away by Wademan. Knocked back to Johnson. And now out to O'Rourke, the danger man so far from what we've seen. Hill with the ball on the right-hand side. Good switch out to Watson. Gets the strike away, thankfully, over the crossbar there. I'm starting to get a bit panicky, so we're going to switch to positive. Donkin resets through Coates. Now out right to right. Dean can turn and run with the ball. Instead, he comes back in the middle, and Wolf plays it out left. We've got a 2v1 on this side. We found Birch in behind, and he's hit the base of the post. He did very well. Took it first time, slid it past the goalkeeper. But we just need a little bit of luck here. We've hit the post twice now, or we've hit the upright twice. Greaves back to Southwood. They're very calm in possession. Waldeman's won the ball back. And he goes to strike from distance. It was curling, and it was pretty much straight at the goalkeeper. I think he had it covered. Deep free kick here. It's going to be Coates to take. He needs to drop back into our defensive line as soon as he takes this one. Goes long towards Birch, who's taken a great touch around the man. Can he find the finish? It's a wonderful finish from Mark Birch. The man's come off the bench and potentially bailed us out massively in this one. 4th goal of the season for him. Keith Coates with a wonderful assist, but in reality, that defender should probably have a good hard look at themselves as a professional athlete. And Birch does very well. Brings it down on his thigh, actually, and then just calmly slides that one into the back of the net. I'm definitely going to start him next game. I think we just need to freshen up a couple of these positions. There's a couple of complacent players out there by the look of it. 10 minutes remaining. We've got to throw in here on the right-hand side. Dean with the ball, works it back to right, the fullback. Just square it up. Instead, he's gone deep ball towards Birch again. It's headed away. Wademan should recover in midfield. I think I'm going to take him off after this possession. Rafinha has an overlapping fullback. Instead, he goes himself. Hill's won the ball back and burst it forward. Andrews in a wide right area. O'Rourke at back stick. And thankfully, what a save that is. And Taylor then just smashes it out. We're going to make that sub. Let's just try and disrupt some of the rhythm that they've got going. Wilson will come on as Messiah on attack. Passionately, I have faith in him. And let's also, once this corner's taken, use our demand more shout. Cleared away by Dean, sent into the corner flag. Demand more, boys. Just find your focus. I'll take a scrappy 1-0 win. I'll take whatever I can get at the moment. We just got to turn this form around. 4 minutes to be added on. Taylor with a very deep free kick. Put forward to Birch. It's going to get cleared away, but only as far as the Wolf. Just keep the ball in the corner flag, Dean. Head out there, Ricky. Go on, Ricky. Oh, he's lost out. Ball forward, brought down by O'Rourke. Someone commit to the ball, please. Played out left. Thankfully, Morris has done quite well to recover possession. Greaves should tidy this one up for Forest Green. Ball up the line. Rafinha's there and can win it back. We've got 3v2 if we make the right decisions here. Don't shoot from the wide area. He shot from the wide area. Of course he fucking did. 4 minutes to be added on. We're through 3 minutes of it now. It's rocketing away, and thank God we've managed to drag out 3 points here. But as always, we make it so nerve-wracking for ourselves. 8 shots, 3 on target, 51% possession. 20 shots, 8 on target, 49% of the ball. I'm going to say, let's go. Well done, lads. That was a good win for us, and everyone's responded positively. I nearly muffed that one up and hit something that I wasn't supposed to. Charlton also got a win in their game, 1-0 over Walsall, an 80th minute winner. If they hadn't maybe got a draw, that could have given us an additional buffer. But 39 games played, 23 wins, 8 draws, 8 losses, 77 points. It is ours to lose. What are we going to do? FC Isle of Man in control as Rovers brush aside. Mark Birch comes off the bench and gets the Man of the Match award. We've secured at least a playoff spot. So worst case scenario, if I bottle this entirely, we'll at least have playoff football guaranteed. And post-match press conference, my assistant can do. And Birch, match winner. Let's go and give him some praise. Superb in front of goal last time out. And he's at least responded positively. All right, now where does that leave us for the remainder of the season? We've got 5 games remaining to secure the title. I think what we're going to do is play Wimbledon, Hull and Oxford off screen. We'll come back tomorrow's episode 70, close out the week, close out the season with games against Scunthorpe and Salford. I'll probably jump straight into both games, depending on different results, where we're doing, how we're tracking. If there's a weird scenario that I have to outline, I'll of course do that before the game. If we are already doing quite well, we'll probably just jump straight into the game against Scunthorpe and get those 2 games out of the way as quickly as we can, and hopefully celebrate another league title. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. The continued support across this series has been absolutely magnificent, and I love hearing from people, so let me know what saves you're doing. Let me know how you're enjoying the game. If you're one of the people that played through the free weekend and picked up the game, let me know in the comment section below. I do respond to every comment that I get. You can drop a like on this video if you want to please that YouTube algorithm and continue to grow the community and get more visibility on the series itself, or subscribe to the channel if you want to be kept up to date on future videos. But more than anything, thank you so much for watching. I've been Sean, and I'll see you all again in the mixer.